Hello, and welcome to another Pick a Card reading. Today, I thought we would do something really fun, and that's looking at everyone's past lives. So each of these groups has some information on what type of person you were in your past life, what you did when you were in your past life, what you learned from your past life, and what you can learn from it now. So it's a lot of information. Three groups here, group number 1, 2, and 3. And since this is a fun reading, I thought I could add some cute little animals to spice it up. Cute little animals and a jelly girl. So just focus on them, see which one resonates with you the most, see which one draws you in the most. Timestamps are in the description and the comments. So whenever you're ready, just scroll down and I'll see you in the video. Hello, group number 1. So you picked the cat, and I'll just set her over here for you. And let's get into your reading. So what type of person were you in your past life? With the ancestor spirit and Mother Mary, I do feel like you were most likely very family oriented. I can see that even if you weren't a mother per se, you definitely had that mothering energy, mothering feel. You were definitely helping your family and most likely spending a lot of time with them. With Holy Amethyst here, I can see that you had a very easy time moving beyond the challenges you were given in your life. You really focused on what you wanted and you most likely got it, group number 1. With the 7 of Cups and the Page of Cups here, I do feel like it really confirms that you were very emotionally supportive. And I am getting that you might have had some kind of more psychic abilities, possibly. I do feel like it was probably a past life on Earth, just seeing these cards. So I feel like in that past life here, you definitely were not just a normal human. You had most likely some kind of powers, and you had to juggle them, juggle your normal life and this family life, and probably this kind of more spiritual life that you had, but you had a lot of strength in you. And again, with strength, I can see that you were very helping towards maybe not just even your family, but whoever felt like family to you, I guess. I feel like you're a very selfless human. You're a very selfless person, and you really gave all that you have to others. Most likely your family, but it could even be someone that wasn't blood related to you. And I'm getting this feeling that maybe you were kind of failed by the law, let's say. Something you did was not appreciated by the earthly laws. Some of you could have been trialed for something that you didn't do, or just convicted for things that were seen at the time as bad and things that they thought that people shouldn't be doing. It feels like you're a very balanced person, most likely connected to your ancestors and to your family and your lineage, and most likely to your roots and just the earth. I'm getting this feel of being connected to the earth very much. I do feel like you're a very kind of balanced person. Although you got the justice in reverse, which probably means that I feel like your priorities were set too much on other people, and that was very unfair, but you didn't change that, you let it be the case. I'm very interested now in what you actually did in your past life, so I'm gonna put out the cards for that. Okay, so here are the cards for what you did in your past life, and my suspicions are confirmed more with this high priestess. You were definitely in tune, probably very much with your intuition. You could have had some kind of powers that were not held by most people. With this Four of Wands as well, I'm seeing that you really were connected to your family and you had most likely a nice family life, a happy family life. This is the King of Wands, by the way. He's a bit covered up by this Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's a very nurturing person. So that's really what I was getting, like a very motherly feel, even before for you. A very motherly person who's up for helping. You were very fair in a way, though, when it came to especially physical things and helping with maybe, let's say, funds or in physical ways. With this King of Wands here, right next to the Hermit, and the Hermit holding the wand kind of in the opposite hand, but in kind of the same way. I feel like you're, and with the Priestess here, your job could have been something that involved spiritual things, because we have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. So I do feel like maybe that's how you were getting your funds, at least for a time, and you were probably working alone, most likely. Even though you were a very homey family person, you also really enjoyed being alone, or you just ended up being alone somehow. I think you were very passionate about what you were doing, and you really still got what you wanted. With these two right underneath each other as well, I do feel like you are very balanced in terms of feminine and masculine energies. So no matter what gender you were in your past life, you felt very balanced, which I was feeling before as well, because even if you weren't a female, I felt like a very motherly presence, but you also seemed very strong in a way. You also have the balance of earth and fire with the pentacles and the wands, which is a very important one. It's in a way bringing your passions and using them in the in the earth, in earthly ways, using them to better your life, your physical life with. That's most likely why you have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. You most likely followed your intuition and took action and became this person. Probably had your own business in a way. You knew that you were gonna be working for yourself, with yourself, by yourself. But I think you were working to help others and nurture others. So you could have even been some kind of healer or shaman or something like that. Throughout your whole reading, I did notice that there's definitely a lot of fire energy and a lot of earth energy. There was, of course, some water and emotional energy, but a lot of fire and earth. Like I was saying before, mixing the two together and balancing them out can be a very strong combination, and that's most likely something that you have now as well. But we'll get more into that later. I want to see, what did you learn from this life? Group number 1. Okay. Oh, time and nature. Yes, I feel like I said this before, I think, but I feel like you're very connected to the earth. And you probably spent a lot of time in nature. Big picture thinking with Pleiades. You if this was an Earth life, you could be a Pleiadian starseed. But yeah, I feel like it's right underneath here, but the Hermit, I feel like you kind of saw the big picture and you took action on it, and you took your inspired ideas and you nurtured them. You nurtured your ideas and you became this leader, this entrepreneur maybe. But you were definitely helping others, helping the earth maybe as well. Now I want to see what you can learn from this life, what you can take from this life and apply in your current life. So I'm just going to put the other cards in and I'll be right back. Okay, so group number one. This is what you can learn from this past life. So it's funny, you got enlightenment, look from the highest perspective, see the divine in everything, and you got big picture thinking here. So I think this is something that you did learn here in the card that you can't see. You learned in your past life, and it's something that you need to remember and somehow use in this life. Try to see the big picture in every situation and see how everything is aligned, why things are happening, how a small idea can turn into something big. Just like here, a small idea can turn into something big. Focus on your vision and you can manifest your dreams. Group number one. I think you have a lot of power in you. Clearly, you're ascending. You can choose to ascend. You can choose to be, there's a number one here. You can choose to be number one in your own life as well. Since you got empathic starseed, I feel like maybe you're not focusing just on yourself. Maybe you're focusing on other people and how they're gonna feel as well. But group number one, you are supposed to focus on your own vision and make that a thing. Make it happen. Because it's most likely something very important for you to do in this life. And since you've already done something similar in your past life, you can take the strength from that. And also remember that you're not alone. Maybe you feel alone right now, but just remember that you have a family out there somewhere, even if it's not blood related. You have your star family, you have your soul family, and they're out there somewhere. Maybe they're looking for you too. So don't worry. I'm sure that since we were shown that in this past life you were a very family oriented person, or just love to help others, you will find people who you will resonate with, people who you'll be able to help, and people, most importantly, who you'll be able to support, and they will support you. You'll have fun together. But just remember that you're not alone. Even if you feel alone right now, I think that will probably change soon. As long as you build up your light body and accelerate your ascension. Now is probably a time for you to accelerate this ascension. Now that you're seeing this, you will probably get some kind of ascension symptoms. I have two last cards here for you. And this is what you're supposed to learn from this past life. Group number one. Know that you can take a leap of faith and follow the call, the inner call, because I think that's what you did in your past life. That's why you went to this hermit mode, and then you got this Ace of Pentacles, and then you got to nurture this idea. Focus on yourself and go on your own journey. You can go on this journey. You're being called to go on it, actually. With even watching this video, watching this group, picking this specific group, you're being called to do this, all of this. Enlightenment is coming to you, ascension is coming. Be careful to not absorb what's not yours. Be careful to not feel sad because someone else is feeling sad. Know that you've done all these amazing things that we talked about, group number one. Remember that. Try to remember. And remember how you felt when you did it. Hopefully, in some way, this reading will affect you and unlock things in you. And it will show you that you can take this leap of faith. You can go towards this light, this idea. Go for it. Group number one, was a very interesting reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it helped. I hope it was fun. It was definitely fun for me. So if you liked it, please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Hello, group number two. You picked this really cute Lalaloopsy green jelly girl, so I'll put her over here for you. Very fitting that you picked her, actually, because from what I can see, if in this past life you had a gender, it was most likely female. A very strong female energy, for sure. Not just with these cards, but also with the Queen of Cups here. It's not just like a feminine energy, it's a strong female. This is definitely a strong female, a queen, a ruler. I feel like you had a very strong moral compass. You're very nurturing with the killing of chalices as well. And yes, you're a very nurturing mother, queen. Possibly. I feel like you're getting a lot of court cards. Knight, king, queen. It's possible you were of high standing. Maybe not exactly a king or queen, prince or princess, but some kind of more well-off, most likely rich person, group number two. I think you were also very spiritual. Maybe the spirituality side of you didn't start from the beginning of your life, but it definitely came up at some point. If you can see here, all of them have something on or around their third eye. So I think your third eye was very, very open. Queen of Cups as well, very in tune with emotions and can talk about someone who was very spiritual. I just realized you got the King and the Queen of Cups. Like, I talked about them already, but I really just realized that you had both these nurturing figures. Wow, group number two, you were very in tune with your emotions in this past life, and you really ruled your life with this sense, a strong sense. Like, you were just such a strong figure. If you needed to change something, you changed it. And you weren't scared of facing your fears. I feel like maybe you also found someone, since we have the King and the Queen of Cups, maybe you also found like your twin flame or your soulmate very early in your life. That's why maybe this Ten of Pentacles is coming here. You've probably had a very nice family life. Yeah, and you were very nurturing. You most likely had an amazing family life here. King of Knight of Swords. I think you were most likely a very quick thinker, but maybe sometimes acts on the first thought that you get. Maybe you were too quick sometimes. But very, very determined, very strong, very fast. Everything that you wanted was coming to you very fast. You probably found this soul connection very early in your life, and you were happy. Although at the end something did happen, possibly, with this tower. Maybe a big change. Maybe you'll see this later with what actually happened to you, but for now we're still talking about what kind of person you were. I think you were a very hard worker as well, group number two. Maybe you are now in this life as well. Maybe you're also very in tune with your emotions right now, and if you're not, you're probably supposed to be. But of course, we'll see more about that later on. Yeah, you're very hardworking, and I did say this before. You probably weren't afraid to make changes, especially with this tower and the facing fear, the Kali. You weren't afraid to end things off if you didn't like them. I really strongly feel that you were very. You could have been a queen or a king because you had something to do with laws, maybe as well. I really want to get the cards, the other cards out, so let me just put them out. Okay, group number 2, let's get more into what you actually did in your past life. I was thinking this before, but yes, I do think you are a very strong manifester back then, and you were getting this Queen of Swords right here with this Knight of Swords really confirms that you were a very sharp thinker. Your mind, you were very intelligent, most likely. You spoke the truth. Really, I'm feeling some kind of something with law that you were doing, but also you got the Hierophant here, so I feel like you could have been doing things related to religion. Religion or spirituality played a big part in your life, for sure. Uh, I can't fully tell from here if you were a traditional person or not. I feel like because you're so in tune with your emotions, you could have been more spiritual and not as part of the any religions, but it's kind of hard to say. You did have a very balanced life up to a point, though. Group number 2. The Six of Cups here is really making me think because we were talking before about family, getting the Ten of Pentacles and this beautiful King and Queen of Cups. I do feel like you had a lot of children, probably. Maybe you had like a bit of a childish side to you as well, since you have both of these very stern, strong woman, but also with a childish side to you. You like to play, maybe. But let's get into the end where people were not happy with something you were doing. And I don't know why, but I'm really getting that this something like this is how you could have died. Like, I don't think people were happy with what you were doing, and they kind of went after you and just let you hang like that. Though here in this card, usually it symbolizes that you're doing this to yourself. I am getting a strong feel that because of this, something happened and you were killed in this sort of way. Definitely a tragic end to such a nice, beautiful sounding life, and to such a being like you. You were very. If this was an earth life, wow, you were such a strong person, such a intuitive person, and you really commanded people. If you weren't a monarch of some kind, you really commanded people in your job or whatever you did. I feel like you brought balance to the world, group number 2. I really want to get some cards out. These cards that are about what you actually learned from this life. Wait. I guess you learned how to be patient and how to wait for what you want. I did get a feeling that things do happen to you very fast, or you were a very fast person and you liked things to go fast, but you kind of had to learn how to take it slow and learned how to let the universe weave your life. And longing for home, homesick for the stars. You're definitely not from here. If this was an Earth life, you're definitely not from Earth, group number 2. I mean, most people aren't, but you definitely weren't, and you knew that. I think other people knew that too, because you just had this aura about you. You were very strong, commanding, and you knew things. You knew things other people didn't. And maybe in the beginning of your life, you were very homesick. You felt like, in a way, you didn't belong. Even though you could command and rule so well, you still felt like you didn't belong. But you were able to get through that and really build this beautiful life for yourself, no matter how it ended. Group number two. This life sounds like an amazing life that you had. Maybe you were also taken from your home, from your physical home, wherever you lived, and you had to learn to deal with that as well. Although I'm not sure, I feel like it's more on the side of you being so in tune with everything, with the universe. Your third eye was so open, group number two. You knew you weren't from here and you had to deal with that and realize that you're here for a reason. And you really did most likely what you were supposed to do. You really did, I think. That's why some people didn't like you, I think. And that's why people made you either feel like this or they literally did this to you. People didn't like the message that you were spreading, I guess, because it didn't align with their lives and agendas. But I feel like you had very good intentions and you just wanted to bring something new to the world. You wanted to break this down, break the normal things down. And maybe you did. I think you did. So, group number two. Now, let's see what you can use from this life in your current life. I'll just get the cards out and yeah. Group number two. This reading is amazing. Look at this. You got 2 stars from 2 different decks. Both decks got the star. And you got trust the timing. And here in your past life, you learned how to wait. Group number two. You need to learn or remember how to trust the universe, how to wait, because miracles are coming. Have faith, group number two. Your life is gonna be probably even more amazing than this past life. You just need to learn how to be patient. I feel like maybe you're a bit of this still, this Knight of Swords. But you can learn to be more patient, group number two. You've already learned this. So hopefully even watching this video can help you realize that you've already done this before. It'll help you tap into this past that you had. Star ancestors, I was saying before that I do feel like you knew that you're not from this earth. You're not from here. And you knew it in your past life, and you probably feel it now too. Whether or not you're okay with it is something you need to deal with now, but you need to remember that you're not from here. And you have knowledge from back then. Not just from this past life that we just looked at, but from many past lives before, and many past lives in other planets, where you probably did all kinds of stuff, amazing stuff. And you can bring this back to your life right now, expand your psychic gifts, group number two. I feel like soon the stars and the gates will open up to you. The gates to the stars, it's the angelic realms. They'll open up to you and you'll get to go there. You just need to be patient. I don't even feel like you're gonna work for it so hard. You just have this. You've done this before. So you can do it again. And you know you can do it. You might be scared right now, or you might feel like impatient right now. You know you can do this. And maybe you're annoyed that you're just unable to right now. But you'll be able to do it. Just wait. Be patient. And have faith in yourself and in the universe and in your life. And when you do get this, when this does come to you, make sure to open your heart and spread love. Spread love to everyone, because you have so much and you have so much power. And you can use this to help everyone. Maybe right now you don't care, but group number two, this is most likely something you're going to have to do in this life. Interesting how we also have the moon over here on both cards. Maybe following the moon and the cycles of the moon is something that would benefit you. But yeah, you're definitely not from here. Stars, moon, star ancestors, you're not from here. And you know that. I'm just confirming it for you. So don't be scared, group number 2. You can do whatever you want. You're a great manifester. You've already done so much in previous lives. And you're gonna do so much more here. Anyway, this was an amazing reading, group number 2. I really hope you enjoyed it, you had fun, and you learned something, maybe even about yourself now. Hopefully it helped, and hopefully it activates something in you now. Anyway, good luck with everything. If you like this, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, group number 3. You picked this bunny, so put her over here for you. Okay, let's start your reading. The person that you were in your past life. I can see that you were very knowledgeable, group number 3. You were such a knowledgeable being. I don't even know if you were human. If this was on Earth, you could have been some even type of ascended master. You definitely had so much knowledge. So much knowledge. It's just represented everywhere. And you were helping people with this knowledge. You were spreading it. You just had so much power. You knew about the universe and how the universe works. You knew how to do everything. And I'm not sure if you were born like this, group number 3, but you were an amazing person. 3 of these were messengers in a way, helping people, showing them how the universe works, how things are, and how blinded people are. I think that's why you got the Queen of Swords as well. You were honest. You had so much knowledge, a sharp wit, and you used it. You showed people what everything was like. You told them, you had the courage to do that. And you had the courage to tell them what's right and what's wrong. You weren't beating around the bush, group number 3. You were definitely straight to the point with everyone. You didn't want anyone to think the wrong thing. I do get the feeling that you may have been wealthy in your life, but you definitely had another calling. You probably could have done anything you wanted, but you had the calling of doing this, spreading the message. So you went off, spread your message. You were very selfless. I think you gave a lot to others. You showed them what the world is, what the world really is. I feel like you were a traveler. I don't know why I'm getting from the world and this Page of Wands. I'm getting the feeling that you were a traveler, and you probably traveled the world spreading this message. We have the moon twice here with Freya and the moon. You're very in tune to everything, just not just your emotions, just your psychic abilities. But not even just psychic abilities, you knew everything. You had so much knowledge that science or anything just can't comprehend right now. I don't know if you shared all of that knowledge with the people, but you definitely shared a great amount, and you wanted to share a great amount of it. I feel like all of the groups today have had some kind of psychic abilities in a way, but you truly, if the others aren't, you definitely are, group number 3. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Just everything is pointing to that. You were spreading this knowledge to the world. I really want to get the cards out that say, that talk about what you did in your past life, so I'll be right back. Okay, group number 3. We have the Page of Wands again, by the way, making an appearance. Yeah, and he gives me the feeling of a traveler as well. He really gives me that feeling of someone who just goes where he's led, where he feels like, and he wants to go so much. he wants to go and spread his message. I feel like you probably were very well established in your life. You were rich, as I said, or well off. And I don't know if you did that by yourself, or maybe you came into a family that was already well off. But you were definitely a very organized, very established person. But I think you were just so weighed down by this devil that everything bad happening in the world. I feel like since you either got the knowledge after you established yourself like this, or you already had this knowledge before, and you were so burdened by all of this negativity and these lies that are being told, that were and probably still are being told to the world, and you just wanted to unchain yourself, and you unchained yourself, and you went and you started this new journey. And that's why you're the Page of Wands. You went on your journey and you knew what it would mean, but it made you happy, it made you content with your life. You didn't need to be here chained down by this devil, because you knew so much and you let yourself free. I don't know why, but I'm getting that from this Four of Swords, that maybe you were meditating a lot, so maybe that's how you got so much of your knowledge. Or maybe it just symbolizes the end of your life and how you felt content with how it all went. You felt like you fought your battle, you did well, and now you can rest. And I'm very curious to see later on about everything else. What you learned from this life. I really want to see now, actually, what you actually learned from this life. Okay, let's see. Jump in. Say yes to change and adventure. Oh, yes, it's really confirming for me that you were some kind of traveler. You were going around changing not just your life, changing other people's lives. But this was probably a big thing for you, going on this adventure and saying yes to the change. This is probably something that your soul learned while it was in this life. We have the 7 star sisters here. Birth and creation and expression. You were definitely expressing yourself a lot. Expressing yourself and expressing just how everything is. Birthing creations. You could have been making something, but I don't have that feeling. The 7 star sisters are also the Pleiades, so you could have been sent from there. Maybe this is something you were showing people. But after all, this is what you learned from this life. So possibly it's going on this adventure, saying yes to change and birthing this creation, making it happen. Expressing yourself and showing to the world the knowledge that you have. Righting past wrongs really is standing out to me here in the I'm sorry. It's possible that what you did here, you had to do because of some karmic situation you had before. Possibly in the life before that, you did something bad, maybe, or something that went against the laws of the universe, and you had to right your past wrong, and then you did that by sharing your knowledge. What an amazing life, group number 3. This is just blowing my mind. It sounds amazing, and you're probably an amazing person even now. I'm really curious to see now what you have to do, what you can learn from this life, and what you can take from it. Let's get those cards out. Okay, group number 3. Remember how I was talking about some karmic either relationship or situation? Well, you got the karmic relationships card now. This is probably coming here to show you that maybe the karma that you still had from that past life is still playing out, but also to show you that conflicts can lead to soul growth, and If you're involved in any or get involved into any, just remember that there's a reason it's happening. There's a reason it's happening, and relax and trust. Accept it. Let's start with the easy part. The freedom of truth. Communicate honestly. Be who you are. This is something that you need to take from the past life. We saw that in this past life, you were sharing so much with the world and you were just being yourself and you were so unapologetic about it. You were just going for it. Just doing what you need to do, saying what you need to say. And that's so amazing, group number 3. And you really need to embody that now. If you're not speaking your truth yet, you really need to start. Don't be scared. If people judge you, then, it's on them. It's important to share the message, because if you don't, the knowledge could be lost. And just like in your previous life, you're probably meant to share something now. You're probably meant to share some kind of message now with the world. Bring something amazing to the world. Now we're getting star bathing, light body crystal grid transmission activation. That with ascension lift. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. And we're getting opportunities here in both of these cards. This is really telling me that you're gonna have some kind of activation and ascension soon, so you can get ready for it. So this might be a sign for some of you. Now relax and trust, accept what's happening, because ascension and spiritual growth, it has its good sides and its bad sides. Of course, the karmic relationships do come into play then, and all the karmic situation, anything. So bad things will come up, but good will come out of it. And when it is happening to you, share with others. And when you do get the knowledge, which you have the knowledge within you. You're a child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And you need to share this with others. Maybe some of the information that you have has something to do with the light body and crystal grids. That's just speculation, but for some of you it might be. But you definitely need to be open to it and let it in. Because since you're watching this and you're getting this, it's a big message for you that you need to start making this change. You need to start letting this in, because it's important. Not just for your life, probably for many people's lives. You're most likely going to affect many people in your life, because you need to communicate honestly. Look at him. He's telling so many little kids here the truth and everything. You need to share. To get here, he had to open the door. And I feel like you haven't opened the door yet, group number 3. And when you do open it, whew, all of this is gonna come out. Maybe you're even gonna get some information about this past life in which we're talking about, which if you do, please tell me about it. I'm very curious. And if you have some kind of information about anything, I'd love to know what kind of knowledge you're gonna be spreading. But I'm 100% sure that it's going to be something that's not here yet, or not as well known on the earth. Not many people know about it, and you're one of these people that's gonna spread this message. So allow yourself to spread this message. It's important. Maybe it's part of your karma as well. So relax and trust. Good things will come, but to get the good, you need to experience the bad as well. So don't be scared. But group number 3, this is, wow, what a life. What a spiritual life. What a knowledgeable life. What a life full of information and knowledge. And you're gonna live that now too, I think. You're gonna have lots of knowledge someday. Maybe it won't even be soon. I do feel like it will start coming soon. But when you're older, wow. I just hope you can spread some of that knowledge with me as well. I'm very curious. But yeah, group number 3, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. I hope this video, even just watching it or hearing it, unlocks these things in you so you can start getting back this knowledge that you had and start sharing it with the world. I think it will happen gradually. It won't happen very fast, but you will do this someday. So don't be scared. And if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day, group number 3.